So, what's going on here? The SEC, they're playing games with this, right? They've got to be. It feels like every crypto case, every investigation tied to the SEC is just disappearing, vanishing into thin air. Everything except the Ripple appeal. That one's still hanging on, but come on, they're toying with this, aren't they? Now, I get it, the Ripple appeal is a beast of its own. As I've mentioned in recent videos, it's way more tangled than, say, the Coinbase lawsuit, which just wrapped up the other day. I've been trading crypto successfully for over 380 days, consistently closing every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have earned over $29,000 in profits by copying my trades. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in the profile description and start copying my trades for free today. You've probably heard about that by now, but oh no, we're not done yet. 2 more SEC cases just got tied up. Wild, right? The news is finally out, and I have to break it down for you. I even got some insights from attorney Jeremy Hogan, but honestly, I'm sitting here thinking, wow, it's all coming to a head. Can you believe we've been stuck in this mess since December 2020? Are we, the XRP community, really going to be the last ones to shake off the grip of Kim Jong-Gensler and, let's face it, the absurd antics of Jay Clayton? It's starting to feel like the answer is yes. Maybe we really will be the last ones, but here's the thing. I truly believe the end is near. The lawsuit, gone. The appeal, gone. Freedom is just around the corner. Before we dive in, let me be upfront. I'm not a financial expert, and this isn't financial advice. Seriously, don't buy or sell anything based on what I say here. I'm just a crypto enthusiast who loves making YouTube videos for fun. Now, let's talk about the big news. President Donald Trump has declared the war on crypto is officially over. Sure, there's still some legal stuff hanging around, like the SEC and Ripple case, but from Trump's perspective, the battle's done. It's just loose ends now, a formality. The message is clear. The crypto drama is winding down, and soon, it'll all be behind us. The speed they're moving at here is nothing short of remarkable. Clearing out the old guard before we even have a new SEC chair in place? That's impressive. Honestly, this goes beyond what I expected. Sure, I was optimistic that Trump would follow through on his promises, but this exceeds everything I envisioned. He's coming in hot, guns blazing, and taking the entire US government along for the ride. We're officially in pro-crypto territory now. So the answer is yes, we're in the clear. XRP already has legal clarity, but moments like these are worth celebrating. After years of being unfairly battered by the SEC, this shift feels like poetic justice. It's funny how the narrative shifts, isn't it? Headlines now show the SEC wrapping things up, and guess what? The SEC isn't really the villain anymore. Strange to say, right? But they're no longer the arch nemesis they once were. Take this CoinDesk headline, for example. SEC Justin Sun's Tron asks court to pause fraud case over potential resolution. Yep, you read that right. The SEC, Justin Sun, and the Tron Foundation teamed up on Wednesday to file a joint motion asking a federal judge to hit pause on the ongoing case against the crypto mogul and his company. The latest motion echoes similar filings in the SEC's ongoing battles with Coinbase and Binance. In both cases, the parties hinted at working toward a possible resolution. Interestingly, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong revealed last week that the SEC agreed to drop its case against the exchange entirely, pending commissioner approval. A big win, right? But that's not all. It feels like legal updates are dropping left and right lately, not just for Coinbase. Honestly, it's hard to keep track of them all. OpenSea got caught up in the action just the other day, for instance. Attorney Jeremy Hogan weighed in on the latest twist, explaining that the SEC has now agreed to pause the lawsuit against the Tron Foundation, asking the judge for a 60-day window to reach a settlement. This case goes beyond unregistered securities. It also includes allegations of fraud, market manipulation, and illegal payments to influencers. Well, folks, this is something else. Trump seems determined to put an end to the crypto crackdown, and honestly, the specifics here are a bit murky. Knowing the SEC, though, I wouldn't be shocked if most of it is smoke and mirrors. Let's be real, almost everything the SEC has claimed in recent years feels questionable at best. They're notorious for spinning tales, and I can't help but roll my eyes at their antics. But market manipulation? Now, that one had me curious. What's the deal with those cases? As for outright fraud, I doubt the SEC will touch the real con artists. It seems more likely the fraud and manipulation allegations are just noise. That said, I do believe, much like the Trump administration, they'll still target the blatant scammers and fraudsters out there. Anyway, Hogan chimed in, saying yet another SEC crypto lawsuit is wrapping up. Though honestly, they should keep the Jake Paul part alive just on principle, for the sake of every staffer who sat through that Tyson fight. He pointed out motion to stay number 82 in SEC v. Sun Southern District of New York, even referencing some court listener numbers for the legal enthusiasts out there. Later, Hogan added this: Ripple's case remains trickier to settle because of the judgment involved, unlike the Tron case, which wasn't as far along. Classic first in, last out scenario. Philo, if you will. Frustrating, sure, but that's the game. The silver lining? XRP has legal clarity, and I'm still standing firm on that belief. Even if the appeal were to move forward, which it won't, XRP would still enter price discovery. Why? Because XRP already has clear legal status. It's just not an issue. Meanwhile, there's this post from someone named Hans who wrote to attorney Hogan about the LBRY case, saying, LBRY is absolutely wrecked with no chance of recovery. Hogan agreed, saying, yeah, I don't see how they can come back from this. They ran the project into the ground. It's tragic. Attorney Deaton was involved in that case as amicus counsel, but for those who remember, the SEC's behavior was ruthless. They outright told Jeremy Kauffman, the LBRY founder, that their goal was to bankrupt him. That was their strategy. Grind him down until he gave in. When it came time for final judgment, Kauffman reportedly said, I'll give you every last penny if you just make this lawsuit go away. But there was no settling. No compromise. The SEC was relentless, out for blood. It's gut-wrenching to think about. But that was a different SEC, a different era. Well, today's crypto news doesn't stop there. Check this out from Cointelegraph. SEC wraps up its investigation into Gemini with no action taken, according to Cameron Winklevoss himself. Yep, that makes two big updates today. It feels like there's been at least one headline-worthy development daily for the past week. So here's the scoop. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has officially closed its investigation into the crypto exchange Gemini, adding another name to the growing list of firms that have temporarily dodged the regulator's hammer. In a February 26th announcement, Gemini co-founder and president Cameron Winklevoss revealed that the SEC concluded its probe and, for now, won't recommend enforcement action. To rewind, the SEC had charged Gemini and Genesis Global Capital back on January 12th, 2023, accusing them of offering unregistered securities via Gemini's Earn program. But here's the kicker. This notice doesn't mean Gemini's off the hook. The SEC made it clear this isn't an exoneration and could revisit the case down the line. So while Gemini celebrates today, the door remains open for future scrutiny. The so-called war on crypto seems to be officially over, with peace prevailing for now. But as Winklevoss pointed out, wrapping up these investigations offers little comfort after the damage has already been done. The SEC cost us tens of millions in legal fees and hundreds of millions in lost productivity, creativity, and innovation, he said, reflecting on the broader toll on Gemini and the crypto industry as a whole. Gemini isn't alone in feeling the pinch. Winklevoss criticized the SEC's sweeping actions, which he claims have caused far greater losses, crippling economic growth, stifling innovation, and setting America back in the global crypto race. The SEC has been closing several cases recently, including its investigation of Coinbase, accused of operating as an unregistered securities broker, and NFT marketplace OpenSea, both resolved on February 21st. Uniswap Labs, the team behind the decentralized exchange, also saw the SEC drop its inquiry, along with Robinhood Crypto, which received a Wells notice just last May. That makes at least 6 cases where lawsuits were dropped or investigations quietly ended with no action taken. Pretty impressive, right? That's a win streak worth celebrating. But when it comes to Ripple, things are a bit more layered, a little more intricate, because there's already a ruling on the books. Even if the SEC decided to abandon its appeal, Ripple wouldn't just drop their cross-appeal for no reason. Why would they? There would likely need to be some behind-the-scenes negotiation happening. Remember, Ripple's cross-appeal didn't come out of nowhere. It was a response to the SEC's actions. So if the SEC backs off, it doesn't automatically mean Ripple will do the same. Nope, that cross-appeal stays unless Ripple decides to withdraw it, which adds another layer of complexity to the whole situation. But here's the exciting part. Once this all gets resolved, it's going to be a game changer. The amount of money ready to flow into crypto as a result of this is going to be massive. It's hard to predict exactly how things will unfold, but one thing's certain. XRP and the entire crypto market have already proven their potential to create life-changing wealth. Now, imagine that on overdrive. This could be the moment where it all scales to a whole new level. Here's the deal. This is happening. And sure, you could argue, but it's just one country, it's just the United States. I get it. This isn't coming from some ethnocentric viewpoint. It's because the United States happens to house the largest capital market on the planet, period. That's a fact. And when you open that market up significantly, well, think about what that means for the future. Over time, years even, it's going to be monumental. We're talking big changes, step by step. Yes, some funds have already been flowing offshore, but there are countless participants who stayed away simply because of the legal barriers. Now, those barriers are starting to crumble. Fast forward a decade, and the landscape will be almost unrecognizable. The crypto market as we know it today, it'll look like a quaint little warm-up compared to what's coming. The crypto asset class is set to be worth an absolute fortune. We're talking tens of trillions of dollars in market cap. For perspective, after the latest dip, we're sitting around $2.8 trillion. That's peanuts compared to where this is headed. Tens of trillions is inevitable. And someday, we could be looking at over $100 trillion. Why wouldn't that happen? The momentum is there. The foundation is being laid. The future of crypto is unstoppable. It's an exhilarating time to be part of this space. But hey, let me remind you, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't go buying or selling because of what I say. Seriously, that's not the move. Always do your own research. But if you ask me, the trajectory of crypto is nothing short of extraordinary.